All right, good morning, everyone. We get going here. Um, all right, U.S. markets another new all-time record closing highs again last night. Closed on the highs of the day again. Every sector across the board in the green. Really, kind of on a lack of news. Obviously, we are in the middle of earnings season, but it doesn't even really seem like earnings are driving it so much. You had Apple that was, you know, not not even trading up on the day after the previous day's earnings. Biggest component, the index. So it doesn't really seem like earnings are necessarily what's driving the market, but still just a lack of news and kind of expectations that the Fed's going to keep their foot on the pedal. I think going into tonight's meeting has really kept us pushing forward. Asian stocks also moved higher across the board. Ahead of the anticipated meeting tonight, the release of the minutes from the meeting this evening, and just continue to kind of follow in the U.S. footsteps. The canary in the coal mine, a lot of people think, is the South Korean numbers. They came out with really poor industrial production numbers overnight. But Asia manages to shrug it off. Just kind of seems like all news is kind of looked at as bullish news at the moment. So it's not really, can't really factor it in too much until the market starts taking notice of it. Okay, we've got a few stocks earnings today. In the UK, we've got Barclays, and then later we've got Comcast out of the States and General Motors. Like we said earlier, we had the South Korean industrial production numbers, which are quite a big miss. Expected a positive 1.9%, came in at negative 3.6. We had Japanese industrial production numbers, which are also a small miss. We have quarter 3 GDP out of Spain. We've got the German unemployment rate. We've got consumer confidence out of the Eurozone. And then the States, we got mortgage apps, ADP employment change, CPI. We've got German CPI as well. And then we've got, obviously, the FOMC rate decision. I think there's going to be, the way everybody's kind of looking at things right now and thinking that it's kind of forever, QE forever now. These speeches by Bernanke on the back, after the FOMC meetings are going to be bigger and bigger. So we'll have to watch that tonight, see if that can make a dent in the market. But I think it's definitely sets the stage for the market to make a significant move off of that meeting tonight. All right, now let's get into the maps. Okay, first thing I wanted to have a look at is first rand. Okay, first rand, we'll actually have a look at the 30-minute. And just kind of setting up in what looks to be a continuation pattern here. You can really just see there that we've more or less kind of popped above that, above 36. I mean, we really closed right at it, 36.03. But bottom line is, it definitely looks like some sort of a continuation pattern, possibly take us up to around $37 on the move higher. From 30, call it 35 to 36, break out of a rand higher to the upside. And these banks just been incredibly resilient. I mean, every pullback is to be bought. Making all-time highs on every bank at the moment, with the exception of ABSA. So this is just, we're really in a bull market, specifically for these banks at the moment as well. So just be careful trying to fade these things at the moment. They're incredibly resilient. All right, next one. Let's look at Rimgrow. I know we've showed this chart several times, but I just we kind of creeping there again. We talked about this here. We've kind of made a breakout, and it ended up being a bit of a false breakout. I mean, I still kind of like it as already calling the breakout. I mean, yesterday we basically closed equivalent all-time highs again, but the chart just looks perfect for this thing to continue rallying higher. We've got a nice little ascending triangle here, and once we get above 205, I think there's a quick 15 to 20 Rand on the cards if we get above 205 on a closing basis and rim growth. So let's continue to watch that one. I think there's more left there. SA Breweries, we've talked about this last couple of days. I just wanted to point out again, this one actually did close above 520. It's hard to see here on the chart, and I think that's important that it is hard to see on the chart because you want it to be somewhat obvious on the chart for it really to feel like you're getting confirmation. Because if we were to pull back off of this level, it would just look like we failed 520 again. So we're gonna have to watch it this morning. I think, like I said before, I think we'd like to see this push away from this 520 a little bit, but we at least did get our first close above it, so that's the first step in the right direction. I think we can get above, kind of 523 where we topped out the last couple of days for any sort of sustained period. I think that may be your chance to start putting some risk on, because the target price is really significantly higher, and that sort of move is pretty much nothing for this stock. All right. Bidvest, again, another one that we've spoken about. We actually did take out all-time highs in yesterday's session. Obviously, we've taken out closing highs, in some of the previous ones, but there's the all-time high which we took out on a closing basis as well. And you can really see here we also broke out, which with confirmation above this level. Same sort of thing, ascending triangle here, really nice pattern. I think this thing can trade significantly higher out of this pattern. Same sort of thing, good $20 to the upside here. Wouldn't be surprised to see out of Bidvest. Wouldn't be surprised to see it make a quick move to 300. All right, Imperial. Imperial kind of actually been trading quite weak recently relative to to the rest of the market and rest of the industrials. You can see here really coming into trendline resistance trendline support, and we've just kind of not been able to make a punch through to the upside of this pattern. We kind of rounded off the top here. If we back it out a little bit, you can just see here we've really been consolidating for ages. So I don't, how important this little trendline support is, who knows? But bottom line is, I think you've got to like the fact that we're kind of getting in this narrowing wedge the entire time here. I think we get a break out of this. I think we could have a nice move one way or another. All right, and the last one I'm going to show is Truworths. Shorten it up a little bit here. Truworths just basically making a nice little flag pattern here. A lot of the stocks have kind of done this, pushed up to at least recent highs, if not all-time highs, kind of fading back down in this very orderly manner. Love to be able to buy some of these around 93 if it gets there, but I think even before then, probably a decent little place to start adding anywhere 95 or around there for a move back to $100 if we break out of this flag pattern. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.